This is an announcement of a very important message that leaderboards are coming. And we've talked about them before, previously in my masterclass. So we're going to mildly reference that. I will reference those videos in the description. And that is going to be for story mode, where we're going to go through each map. Granted, it was a 3x, but it gives you an idea for takedowns. And if you can beat that map, that is going to be the way. It will give you the challenge breakdown or takedowns as well. Now, the one thing that we don't know, and they've continued to reference, is on challenges, they've said that they are going to have a select a map. Now, if they have a select a map for challenges, that could greatly dictate what you choose for takedowns. Otherwise, raids might be the best answer. And yes, I'm going to talk about my video and ultimately talk about where you should go watch them. They will show exactly how many takedowns are needed and what you should do, as well as a guide to beating those maps with placement. Now, if you don't have everything set ready to go, we've got the potion shop, and you can see it is here. We've got the ability for shiny wombos. We've got the ability to get max level, and we've got our star up potions, and we have our hydrodynamic spatulas. So make sure that you have your items set ready to go with your lineup. Now, if you don't have a Heartman, I highly suggest trying to trade for one. It is simply the most amazing unit when you start talking about placing a starter. It usually gives full map coverage, and you are able to get a superstar relatively easily, as well as a regular. Now, most people are going to have both if they played, and anybody with a superstar might be willing to trade their regular. A regular, you can easily 5-star. It's got a smaller placement factor, and if you put some traits on it, you're going to still have your full map coverage, and it's going to be AoE and 2500, which means even on challenges, you should still have time to place it as long as you're using the right pets. So we have our coin boost, and our coin boost. So as you can see, we're at 83%, 73%, and 75%. Now, granted, those are for superstars, but we got 53 for the clam, 55 for lab squid by itself. You have 55 for La Spat. You have 53 for SPU, and then you have 53 for T119A. So if you are looking for pets for placements, when it comes down to it, make sure that you are getting a lab squid, because that is going to give you your best gold. If you can't get superstar pets, you're going to do lab squid. You are going to try and use your Le Spat, because it's going to give you a better coin boost, which means that you get your unit down earlier. And then you want to try and go get your snail fail. And ultimately, when you go and into the cave and you go down to our prismatic shop, you will have the snail fail, and you could see its base units, which is 61% gold, which also gives you your 3 placement. So those are going to be your 3 most important items, period. Pets. So make sure that you are getting a snail fail. Make sure that you are trying to get a lab squid. I don't know if they're tradable or not anymore. And then Le Spat are going to be your bases. Now, if you can't do that, an SPU is perfectly fine. It's not going to be much of a difference. Same with a Clamu. Try to get the shiny Wombo, obviously, for that just a little bit extra boost, so you can get those pets, and they boost your units and how much you get right away. So as we go in to something like challenges, it doesn't matter as much. Now, in units, they still left some of these units here at a super crazy amount. So you can see something like, I don't know, Buff Sandy is still going to be huge, but that is going to be single target. Dark Knight Line, Doodle, same concept, so on and so forth. So as we come in here and you want your starter, make sure you are picking full, because full AoE coverage is going to allow the best setup for the game. Now, obviously, we don't want to start off with something like a Plank Topless or Big Sister Sam, because that's going to be too expensive. So we want to make sure that we are targeting with these pets 2,500 or less. Now, a Carl is a fantastic option as well. As you can see, this is optimized for range, and we've got 32.1 million, which will cover the entire map, and is almost as good as Heartman, because frankly, there's not too many things out there that can handle the 32 million in coverage. Then you have things like First Mate Patrick you can level up, John, which is another great option. You can see that this is 16.39 and it's 250 less, which means that it's going to get down even faster, making it possibly a better option. So some other units along the way, if you have an Ice Spice, that works well. And the best option, if you still have it, is going to be Mama Base. And the best option for price point, if you have it or can get it, and I understand that this isn't readily available, is going to be Mama here. This is going to be a shiny epic. You can see that it's almost 5.6 million. Its SPA is a little bit high, but the range and damage definitely outdo it, and you can place a few of these for relatively cheap. So some other options are, we still have Patty Obsessed a little bit slower, and we have Sand Creature, which is an excellent option. I highly recommend going with a normal instead of a shiny Wumbo, because that is going to get better placement for things like Patty Vault. So if we can't, and challenges are the easiest, we've got something set, then it's going to be much easier for you to replace a normal than a shiny Wumbo in challenges. Same concept with raids. They've talked about a new map. If we get a new map as part of this and takedowns take into effect, I don't have that data. And ultimately, we want to make sure that it is completely placeable. So we want the smallest unit with the highest power. And as you can see, even my lineup right here is based around that. We have Abrasive, which is a smaller footprint. We have Leprechaun, which is going to be a smaller footprint. And then we have Snow Sponge, which is a really small footprint. And at this point, these guys are super fast in their splash. And this is going to be single target, so not quite as good. And I still have my Sponge Boy here, which is going to be another small placement, especially in Shiny Wumbo and Splash. So that gives us 3 splash options that we can go with that are super small placement. So we will go to something like Bubble Bowl real quick here. And the one thing you want to make sure right off the bat is that you have 10x. Once you have 10x, that's going to speed it up. Having these levels and playing through them quickly is going to be huge. So ultimately, once again, we're just going to go through some quick strategy, especially for Bubble Bowl, hint, hint, wink, wink, is we want to place them in these corners here. Now, Heartman will do the trick, but we're going to continue to replace everything. And as you can see, they fit in these 4 sections. So those 4 sections are going to cover this line as it comes out, this line, the line here, as well as this last little bit. Have to make sure if you have a macro running, you are a little bit more precise. But ultimately, as you can see, nothing is making it out. We are working our way through wave 11 right here, and ultimately taking everything down without leveling anything up. You can see that the takedowns are piling up fairly quick, and this one is going to be a higher takedown level. So as it stands, if I were playing, I'd be waiting for Bubble Bowl, and we would be focusing on this, because if memory serves me right, we are about 1,300 takedowns specifically just for this raid. Now, if you don't feel comfortable with raid, you can do story mode. And in story mode, Camp Coral 1 had the most takedowns for the highest speed. Now, it was a little bit slower than Rock Bottom, but it had more takedowns. So if you want to do story mode, I highly recommend Camp Coral 1. And now we are at wave 22. You can see we are already over 1,000 takedowns, and nothing is really making it out with this loadout. And frankly, this is overkill. I can absolutely come through and we can sell off some stuff, and realistically we can just do with these two, and we're still not really getting anything through. So this was my comment of why I thought it would be nice to be harder, especially with takedowns and Davy Jones. But you get these takedowns whether you're doing Davy Jones or whether you're doing Nightmare or whether you're doing hard. So 1,289 takedowns from Bubble Bowl. This is what I highly recommend playing if there's a takedown leaderboard and nothing changes, because it is 3 minutes and 13 seconds with 10x. So join me in trying to get on that leaderboard. Good luck keeping up, because I expect to be up there on that leaderboard, and hopefully you can too, following these methods. Thank you guys. We will see you in the next one.